Dollhouse, by Vreudgenhil and Blk is a cyberpunk tabletop RPG that takes place in Ash, the most important city in the world where you are forced to work morally questionable job to survive. Dragon, can you tell us something original and not reflective of the current work environment? Okay fine, you don't play as E621, that doesn't sound right. The psychotic dog water drinking murder machine that only knows how to kill. You play as Handler Walter, the one that has to give the order and wonder the moral implications of their command. The titular Dollhouse is an agency you work for, where you play as various handlers tasked with handling the dolls, part mechanical part biological homunculi. No, not like that. That requires a human brain or organoid for that extra touch of murder. It also means these things will always have a free will that can't be fully suppressed. Playing a doll would be easy, you just need to think about what's your next target to be turned into bloody paste.
The next one's through your big fucking mouth!
But with the players as the handlers, now you need to grasp the moral implications of your day-to-day job. Anyway, let's talk mechanic, and the way the game differentiate how human and doll play is very interesting. When you play as handler, you use poker cards, 52 cards deck with joker removed. When you control the dolls, you use a d10. This distinctiveness really affects the gameplay when you play between the two sides. Your doll might have occasional bad luck while fighting, but they will always come back around. But you, if you were being dealt with bad cards, the game is rigged from the start. The basic mechanic in Dollhouse is this: both human and doll have a set of skills with number attached to it. When you have to perform a test, you pick a skill, and while a doll draw a number of d10 equal to the skill number, the handler draw an equal number of cards instead. The goal of the test is to get either the maximum or minimum number, 1 or 10 for dolls, and the ace or face, the king, queen and jack, for the handler. Everything else doesn't matter. You get the minimum, you get a rebel hit, succeeding in the test but not in the way the handler wants, get the max, and it's royal hit, succeeding in exactly how you would like it. This isn't the only area where human and doll work differently either. A doll is more capable of taking hits and achieving superhuman feats, primarily through their abilities that can modify their test, adding more dice to the roll. Black for all situations, blue is talk, purple is when nobody can bother you, and red is for making sure everyone is too dead to bother you. While a human, you, are more fragile due to how your health works. You can take hits below your threshold of 5, but it lowers every time and you break if one hit too hard. But you as a human has a superpower called being able to heal on your own, whereas a doll must get replacement part if they break from too much damage. And just as a note, a replacement part costs 40 cano, a new doll costs 30, now this is mechanically supported storytelling. You, as a handler, are in fact expected to have multiple dolls on your sheet so you can keep going on your contract even if one get broken to pieces, because finishing the contract is the only thing that matters, because it pays the bill and keeps you from being homeless and fucking die. And because it's paying homage to its inspiration or something, you are literally pulling gacha when buying new dolls, with the dolls separated into 1, 2, and 3 stars, the higher the better, and if you get a duplicate, this unlock locked ability for the chosen doll too. You can even spend your hard-earned cano on weapons, apparels, and comforts to improve your dolls, because of course the company expects you to pay for your shit. But enough about the dolls, let's talk about the handler. As a handler you are expected to have a couple things that make you quite different from your dolls, because while all the dolls need to do is to complete the contract, you have to live and that fucking sucks. Unlike a doll which has preset stats and is rigid, you can decide who your character is, be it their skills, their style, which is what kind of freak they are because normal people don't work as handler, and also your connection, your 3 connections with another person or group that might just decide how stable you will be, because this also ties in with another mechanic, fatigue. Fatigue is a 4-part clock that you can fill to push yourself during a contract, mostly to get a higher chance to pass a test, but fill it up to the max, and you will break. What does break mean? You heard me saying this multiple times already. Break means that one of your skills is broken, lowering it by 1. This can happen multiple times to the same skill so your characters, human or dolls, are actually quite durable. Though you still don't want to take too many breaks as it will cascade like a row of dominoes, and when one skill reaches 0, you or your dolls shatter, effectively being out of the game, and if anything takes lethal damage upon being shattered, they are dead. So what does connections have to do with this? Well, connections with people can be used to displace the fatigue elsewhere, or you can gain fatigue instead to get better chance to pass a test elsewhere. It can be a fine balancing act if you choose to do it like so. These aren't the only way to gain fatigue either. Sometimes a NPC, usually your higher up, will ask you to do or be something you don't want to, but unless you are willing to feel a fatigue to resist, you will have to obey their order. You can also order your dolls towards a specific task. This will deal 5 MP damage to the doll and you have to pull from your deck. If you get a face or ace card, the doll will treat the order as absolute. If not, the guide, or GM, will decide so, and when a doll falls in line with the order, they gain +1 to all tests made to accomplish it. This is the only way for you to boost your doll's modifier without the handler taking any cost. Oh yes, you also have to spend money, not just on your dolls and gears for your dolls because you will have to spend a lot on replacements, but also your own housing necessities decided upon by the guide, and if you can't, you might end up homeless. This will fill your fatigue clock constantly, and before meeting with other handlers for the next contract, you have to draw a card and if it's ace, you are fucking dead. It's just paper, please accept capitalism. Because that's the whole point of this game. You aren't trying to be the best known handler, you aren't here to promote your company, and you are definitely not here to be a hero, you are just here for your next paycheck to live. And that's basically it on Dollhouse, the try not to be homeless doll management tabletop RPG with gacha mechanic. You can currently not get it anywhere because it's actually on Kickstarter right now. You can check out the player side document on the Kickstarter page though, give it a good read before deciding if you want to pour it in or not. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.